that's better.
Hi, Mom.
Oh, you missed the best 5
right.
minutes of the show right there.
Yes, Mom, they are. And my values are the exact same.
I don't think mine are. Because I feel like you can sit in a room somewhere and learn a bunch of information, but there's only so much stuff that someone could say during, you know, one of those breakout sessions or something when you're at like a lunch and learn or you're at.
Of course, our good friends at Steph's Bookkeeping, great ribbon
Getting distracted and just tell your story.
And we sent them flying.
It's great.
So
welcome in to the Steph and Joe. Of course, brought to you through the financial support of our good friends over at Restoration One of Cary and Steph's Bookkeeping of McHenry.
Wait, I want to say first and foremost, happy Friday the 13th.
Happy Friday the 13th.
Did you know that this is also known as
Hola,
the
Dad.
Black Friday of tattoos?
Yeah.
You did.
Everybody
Black
that's
Friday
ever gotten
tattoos?
a tattoo ever in their life knows that it's the Black Friday of tattoos.
The 13th or just this?
No,
Friday the 13th. So if you
Oh.
go on Friday the 13th to a tattoo parlor,
I didn't
they're
know that.
literally
I
A
got
lot
tattoos.
of them do like flash sales. So you
correct.
like,
So
it's
you
only
get a
flash,
select.
It's not
It's
custom.
not like custom stuff.
Gotcha.
But I just want to say that that actually was not something I know, even though I have a tattoo. I didn't know that, so I just want to say.
Okay.
What are you doing?
So today on the show,
So about today.
we're going to be talking leveraging connections. I feel like when you first presented the show topic to me, I cringed a little because I feel like it could go both sides of the fence. Like part of me feels like I hate that whole concept. And then the other part of me feels like depending on the person,
Hang on.
I can go with it.
And yet, even though this is something you don't like, and yet you have done it.
Kind of.
Don't bullshit me.
I
You've
have
done
a
it.
very limited the way I do it is vastly different than the way some do it. And I'm not judging anybody that takes full advantage of their connections and leverages them to the max. Like if it works for you, then great. I just personally hate the feeling of owing something to someone.
Yeah.
Like that is instantly when you brought up this topic, instantly where my head went.
Okay, I love that. And that's officially what I have learned today. And hang on, I'm going to write it to myself right now.
So you don't forget it.
So I don't forget it like last show. Hang on.
But it's just like, I feel.
What did you learn?
Because there's like, not to say anything specific about one industry, but like attorneys and like general contractors do it the most, like where they have that finder fee, where if you get a referral from an attorney, more often than not, there is like a $5,000 to $10,000 finder fee that is tacked on. And sometimes the other attorney will put it on your bill unknowingly. You see it. Just like when a general contractor brings you like all these subs and all this stuff, there is like a 5 to 10% finder's fee that they get off the top of the job. So it's
hey, would you get your garbage off the table? You got this bag right there. It looks weird.
So
like I was outside trick or treating. I got my bag right.
She was picking up litter from the parking lot.
But so it's just like, to me, I feel like, you know, like not saying that there's anything wrong with doing it. And I understand why they do it. And I understand them having like a valued, you know, trusted inner circle of people, and it's industry specific, and it's across, like everybody in their industry does the same thing. So it's not like unique to one person in that scenario and situation.
You're talking broad-based leveraging. Right. Yeah.
It's just like, I don't like when people like if when people come to my office and they want, like, for example, payroll providers, they lead with the kickback that I will get from sending them and having my clients use their payroll services. Like, that's the foot they lead with. I hate that. I don't like it. I tell them just to pass the discount on to my client.
That's the staple between my industry and plumbers.
Yeah, like you're in that construction space, and I feel like it's very like broad.
No, it's literally plumbers get the emergency call saying, "Hey, my sump pump failed. Come visit me." And my industry says we will pay plumbers X amount of dollars for a referral to say, hey, you had your sump pump fail. Now your basement's full of water. Great. You should call this restoration company. Restoration company comes out. They say, yep. Said plumber sent them the job. Said plumber gets X amount of dollars. Right. That's leveraging in the sense of like a broad, very broad based. Right. If you can build that relationship and leverage them, great. That's lovely.
Right.
How often does that happen in your industry?
Well, I mean, like, so like there's some like other, I mean, it happens where I'll send a client to someone and then they'll send me like a $50 gift card or something. And I'm like, it was totally unnecessary. Like, I sent them your way because I like the services you provide, not because I want something in return. Eventually, if you have someone in the pipeline that you could send my way, cool. If not, cool also. You solve the immediate need for a client that I have.
So that's like rebates that's like a repayment to the
It's the same
referral,
thing as like
right?
a finder fee. It's the same
thing. Yeah, sort of. But like, to me, leveraging your people out there,
right,
that is to say, hey, approaching them saying, hey, I'm going to give you a fee when you send me $1.
Yeah.
When you send me a lead.
I mean, like,
right?
There's people, like, for example, like, I don't know, if I was out and about and someone was talking about microphones and like recording software, et cetera, and Kent was in the room, I would be like, oh, you need to talk to Kent because he literally owns a radio station. And, it's not like I'm necessarily leveraging my connection. I'm just making a connection.
Right. That's not leveraging, but okay.
But if it wasn't
leveraging the relationship is it relationship or connection?
But if I wanted Kent
what's the show title?
It's leveraging connections. But like if I wanted to, on the flip side, then tell Kent like, hey, I know this guy that's trying to set up a home studio. Can you go by and take a look at his setup? That's leveraging my connection. Because Kent has to take his personal time to go do that.
Right.
And as my friend,
he
probably would do it.
Now, that's not leveraging your connection at that
How is
point.
that not?
Because, hang on.
If I wasn't friends with him, he would never go over there.
Jip jop. Hang on, wait. But you didn't ask for free in that question.
If I say, hey, can you check this out and just answer this? Like, okay, so whenever I'm at a networking event.
And he could say, yes, I can. Do you want me to do it for free or for not for free?
But I'm just saying, whenever I'm at a networking event or something and someone asks me a tax question or a QuickBooks question, if you bring me somebody and they ask me that question, you're leveraging.
Oh, I can't wait to do
with you
what did I learn today?
To answer this free question for them.
Okay.
When, like, I would typically charge to get
you're right
to do certain things.
Okay, so
that's still like, even though there's not a monetary exchange, you're leveraging our friendship and relationship.
Is that a big leverage?
It's just like
that's like a toothpick teeter totter.
I'm just, it's no different than when I called you and was like, hey, can you and some dudes come and bring that table up that flight of stairs? I was leveraging my connection with you because I know you got a pickup truck that's big enough for that table, and I know you got dudes, and I know you got straps that will bring that up a flight of stairs with no elevator.
That bad boy was heavy too.
Yeah, it was a heavy fucking table.
Which table?
The table that you loaded from my garage by yourself into your pickup truck, and then you called. Yeah.
Mhm.
That one.
The only table I've asked you to move. But I'm just saying
I
that.
don't know. I've moved multiple tables for you. I don't know about that.
But I'm just saying that that's me leveraging my connection with you for you to come
There was-
over
So-
and take time to do
So
that.
is leveraging a connection or a relationship that you're asking for free? So once you put a price to it, is it no longer
So
leveraging?
hang on. Here's the semantics. Wait.
Yes, Derek, there was
Dudes and straps.
No, there were no. It was one dude, no straps.
no. By the time we got to the office, there was you had brought another couple guys there.
Oh
One
yeah,
guy,
yeah.
whatever, and you guys
But out of
strapped it
your
up.
garage.
Yeah, no, that was all you. I observed in case there was like I needed to call 911. I watched.
I did fine.
Yeah, it was impressive. It was impressive.
All right, hang on. I'm taking my hat off for this.
So I'm just saying there's ways to leverage your connections without a monetary return or without that. Like it's just little things. And at a point,
I'm stuck
Someone
on
runs-
semantics.
someone runs out of favors.
I'm stuck on
Yeah.
semantics.
You know what I
Okay,
mean?
okay.
Like-
I love that. I'm stuck on semantics. So when here's okay. I think we have this. When somebody says to me, "Can you do this?" I can say yes, no, or maybe, or anywhere in between 100 and 0%.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So when you say, "Can you do this?" to a friend, I think the response should be, "Yes, I can. It will cost you $50." Or, "Yes, I can. I'll be there at this time." $0, right? Because nothing was mentioned.
Mhm.
So that to me is where I'm stuck on semantics on how said person asks. And
Yeah, but if I didn't know somebody else that had a pickup truck outside of you, I would have had to go to Home Depot and rent a pickup truck.
and when you asked me, I said, "Yes, I can."
Well, yeah, you said yeah.
Which if I really was like a stickler for something and
Right.
some cash, I would have said, "Yes, I can. Can you give me $60?"
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have been offended, but I'm just saying.
But I
that
didn't. And
Since I know you
therefore-
have a pickup truck and I
But
needed
that's
it
not
in a pickup
leveraging.
truck.
That's
yeah,
not
it is.
leveraging. That's just all right. All
It
right.
100% is.
Okay. You want to
it's just
know?
like, I
here's
have a
here's what I
full-size-
learned. Wait, we're
You're
no,
not
I
so
can't do
far
it this
from
far.
that.
Yeah, I can't do this
He
yet.
has. Here's what I've learned
I
3
can't
times
wait
in
for
the
this.
first
I
12 minutes.
can't wait
Every
for
4
this.
minutes, he's learning
I
something.
can't wait for this. It's
But
the
it's just-
same goddamn thing.
But it's like no different. Like I have a full size SUV, okay, and I have yes, I do. It has 3 rows. I could fit a
Okay.
couch in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did.
Okay.
So,
You got to remember her height. The couch is.
This big.
but I'm just saying, and I have a friend that has a car that is a 2-seater car that wouldn't accommodate for any type of transport of anything outside of themselves. So them asking me to go to Home Depot, pick up a microwave and whatever, to then take over to someplace for them, like they're leveraging the fact that I have a car.
So-
And yes, did they pay for a cocktail when we were done with the said work? Yeah, totally. But I'm just saying,
So okay.
it's just there's like ways.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Ken.
Wait. I want to hear the end of your
There's
finishing
ways,
statement.
yeah.
There's ways that you can ask.
I'm just saying there's ways that you go about it that you like. I feel like you like specifically don't realize that it's leveraging. No, whenever you ask a favor of somebody, you're leveraging your friendship, your relationship, your connection, your anything. It's just like when one of my clients' flights were delayed. And since I know people that work for the airline, I messaged them to find out what was the problem with the flight. And they told me what the problem was with the flight. And I told them. If I didn't have that connection to leverage to provide this little thing that my client thought was so cool that I could just pick up a phone and call somebody at the airline, even though it was really not anything. that
Nothing,
crazy.
no skin
Right.
off your back,
Right.
right? Yeah.
It's probably the same way
Yeah,
you
yeah.
felt about moving the table. Like it was not like some monumental ask.
I mean, that table was fucking heavy.
It was heavy.
I'm just
That
saying,
was a heavy table.
before you arrived, you felt like it was like I was over exaggerating.
No, I knew exactly what I was getting into. I just knew that it was a big table. I knew it was going to be
Right.
heavy.
So,
Yes, go ahead.
I
with the
think
question,
leveraging
audience.
the connection or leveraging the relationship is when I'm asking you to do something in your expertise or use your time without paying you or giving you a reward, right? So,
Mhm.
in other words, I created a piano desk, and Joe knew how to gut it. And I'm like, well, you can have the brass and the strings, and right. So
That's not a leverage.
no, that's not a leverage, right?
dead even.
Right. Because you're like, yeah, I'll take this 500-pound harp and scrap it and make $500 or whatever, right?
Well, it was more the brass on the strings,
Yeah.
or the
But you
copper
understand
on
what
the
I'm saying.
strings. But yeah.
But if I were
Scrapper
to ask Joe, I'm like, hey Joe, you know how to take out that piano stuff. Could you come over and take it out? And he goes, can I have it? No. That would be leveraging, I think, a connection. Or when I'm asking you, or I send somebody to you, like, hey, you know what, Joe? Joe's great at mold removal. Ask him how to do it. And don't have his company do it. Just ask him how to do it. Now I'm leveraging that connection, I think, because I'm not wanting you necessarily to get rewarded.
So that brings a huge point, and I think this is going to be the teeter-totter,
Yeah.
the leverage
The leverage.
in elementary science that we talk about, right? And so here's the point: is Steph made this point earlier of like, I don't leverage people, but I here's my point. We all like to do things for people
Yes.
in this room,
Mhm.
Yes.
right? I'm not talking to everybody out in La La Land. I don't care. But in this room, we like to do things for people. So we know we work hard for people. So asking somebody to do something doesn't seem like trying to like, go above and beyond what they already, and we talked about this in the green room, what, like, I'm not asking you to go crazy. I don't ever want to be indebted to you.
Right. Like I
Right?
don't want to feel like just because
Yeah.
you did something for me that now I owe you. Like if
Correct.
down the line something comes up and you need something from me,
Correct.
I'm more than happy to oblige to do
Right.
that.
Yeah.
But
For the most part,
don't like that feeling. And I feel like when people lead with the kickbacks and the referral bonuses and all of these things, I feel like it's so disingenuous. And then I feel like I owe you stuff.
mhm.
Right.
And I don't like that feeling.
But
if we
wait,
could
they
sit in-
haven't paid you yet because you have to
Well,
send them a job for
well, I
them
won't
to
do it. Then.
give you the
Usually
kickback.
I just tell them no, thank you.
Interesting.
Like if you lead with that with me,
Interesting.
like I won't do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like I don't like it. It makes me feel icky. I don't like it. I
God, I
say
want to
it
make you feel icky so bad.
like I say it
Sorry,
like
Rich. That was
Yeah.
a dirty
Was
comment.
that-
My bad.
Whoa, that's leverage.
I'm
Like-
sorry, Carrie, as well.
like I will say like in networking groups and all those kind of things, like I will tell people straight up, like don't
No
Lead.
referral fees.
don't lead with that with me. Like that doesn't entice me to want to work with you. I feel like you're an asshole.
So, okay, mindset. When it comes to you personally, not the industry, not your world, not anybody else, not your people you're out there dealing with. When it comes to your mindset, for me, I could tell you, I like to, ooh.
Oh, it's Rudy. We got Al.
I like to tell you that for me, I like to, and this sounds, oh God, I'm gonna make it sound as least dirty as possible, but I like to give as much as possible. I don't care how much people like. I don't keep track to like watch the teeter-totter, right? Like, oh, I've done this much. You owe me this much, right?
Mm.
To me, it's more like I just want to like give, because to me, that's where I don't ever try to leverage people. Oh, I do. Okay, I do. All right. Hang on, I do. And hang on, that makes sense. Okay, so I do. I do try to leverage people, but I don't try to leverage people outside of their moral values.
Okay. I mean,
That's something
I
where
feel like that would be an extreme thing if you
no,
asked
that is
someone-
going through politics in
Oh,
local
I guess, yeah.
and national, all over, you name it, all over the world. There is so much leveraging. Nope. That is a very common and has been for years. So no, I won't leverage anybody outside of their morals. However, occasionally I ask a favor. Is that leveraging?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I do. That's why I said, maybe I do.
I don't know. I think that I'm not necessarily, well, I am a scorekeeper, but I'm not necessarily like forthright with it in every circumstance and situation.
Okay.
But I do notice if someone, like, there's been times and situations where someone has called my office 4 or 5 times asking questions about their QuickBooks or setting it up or sales tax or things like that. And they're not signing with us. They're not looking to do anything and whatever. And because we're part of the same networking group, they use that to their advantage because they dangle the carrot because I want those referrals come Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if I don't do that,
But
then
hang on,
I
okay.
don't get the referral.
In a referral group, is a referral something that's worth money?
Well, yeah, it would be.
Could be.
So if she's not giving you a referral,
Well, I feel like if I don't answer all
or
her-
I'm sorry, not she, that human does not give you a referral.
I'm just
Do you
saying,
like that? Thank you.
I'm just saying that if I'm like, there's been times where I've been part of different networking groups where the people in the group have called me numerous times to take a look at their QuickBooks or answer a question and things like that. And I do it because we're part of this networking group, because there's the, like, I guess, fear that then if I don't do it or I charge them or whatever, then I won't get access to their network. And I feel like it's a one-sided leverage because ultimately, like, I don't come to bat as much as other industries in those networking groups because of the type of business I have. Kent also experienced the same thing. I know Derek has experienced similar things with being, a financial planner, and everybody's already kind of got a guy.
We've
and
experienced these things. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not saying I haven't.
but I'm just saying I don't
Well-
come to bat very often as a B2B business comparative to a B2C business.
Correct.
How that makes sense. It's experience. It's knowing your industry,
So it's
right?
Right, but I'm just saying that those people like that leverage that connection because we're part of a networking group and we're supposed to be like a happy, crappy family and look out for each other.
I thought that
And-
you said that's what you were. We have that recorded like
I said that
for
my
3 years. You've been saying that.
me and my team at my
Office.
are a happy, crappy family. I'm saying
Not
that,
in the B&I group.
I'm saying
I
that-
mean,
Well,
a
a
networking
referral
group.
group.
A referral.
Right.
My bad.
but I'm just saying these networking
that was
groups
off.
and stuff like that, like they present it in one way, but then the second you drop out or you don't pay your membership or whatever, then all of a
You get
sudden,
dropped.
like all of those referrals that were sent to you or the people within the group that were using your services all magically stop using your services.
Okay, so here's the deal.
So I'm just saying, like,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. To me, my point is, if you're going to walk into one of those groups, I would never walk into that group going, everybody in there is going to use me and I'm going to get so much business.
well,
It's
no, I don't
just
expect
not
any of
what-
that. I'm
correct.
just saying, like,
But-
I've even seen it happen to like Christine, because I've been part of networking groups that Christine's part of, and people ask her questions about things like mold removal or this or that. Like,
Brain splatter.
right. They just,
Never mind.
they just ask her.
How do I
things-
clean up a crime scene?
They just ask her things that I would
When I
think
create it.
that there could be a potential where you guys would send a crew out and get a little bit of money out of it to go inspect the situation.
I asked Christine that about the crime scene, and she showed up like Dexter, had plastic.
Hang on.
Sorry.
All
We
her
did-
gloves
wait.
were like duct taped around the wrist and stuff. Like she was ready to go.
Hang on. Wait, we give free estimates.
Okay, but I'm just
Wait,
saying
hang
the
on.
amount of questions that people ask sometimes I feel like get to an inappropriate level because they're asking for personal gain and not to use it to explain your services to potential clients.
To be honest, most of the people in our all right.
Do you understand
all
what
right.
I'm saying, Kent?
I do. I get what you're saying, and you do.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're gonna ask us a ton of questions.
Right, but I feel like
Correct.
some of it is for personal gain and not
100%.
necessarily for saying like, oh, that I asked Kent 16 questions about the studio and the setup and the brand of microphones and the software and all these things that he uses, not because I want to say, oh, that 21/6 Creator Studios has the most latest and greatest technology. And this,
No,
and
but
that
it's so he can
for
create his own.
the podcast, but it's for somebody that wants to set up something at their house.
It would be nice if a computer worked once in a while.
I mean, we wouldn't have been late today.
I'm like, I was excited. I was here early. I was like, oh yeah,
I pulled up and
okay,
you were
really.
walking in the door, and I went, "Look at this guy."
yeah. I was like, oh,
Nope.
so,
Anyway,
But you know what I
Here's-
mean? Like, I just feel like people
Okay.
take advantage in those situations.
yeah.
And I
When
know
they
that
start
I
asking,
sound like a
No, I
complete
I'm following you.
curmudgeon in this whole thing.
people leverage the connection, the relationship when they start asking for your secret sauce,
okay,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Not
All right.
not because they want to do business with you,
nope.
but because they
wanna
want to.
do
They want
your business.
yes.
Well,
yes.
that or they're just
Relatively speaking,
Yeah.
whether it's doing your business
Yeah,
for
DIY or
themselves
whatever, right? Yeah.
or doing your business for others,
Mhm.
right? I get that, and that's what I was
Mhm.
raising my hand about. For those not on video,
Yeah.
I was raising my hand for the past like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, she was on a tear.
Yeah. So, we will always give the secret sauce on how to do our work.
Yeah, but you don't give away zipper doorways.
Oh, speaking.
It's
for
like
friends.
ET when they come in. For real.
Here's the deal. We'll give away exactly how to do it. You
Yeah.
want to know how to do it? We'll tell you how to do it. We'll tell you what we do, how we do it, and every way, which way and what forth, right? There were times when people were like, hey, I can't pay you. I just want to do it myself. And I'm like, great, do it this way. And then they would leave us a review going, these guys told us exactly how to do it because we couldn't afford to do it ourselves, to pay them to do it,
Mhm.
right? And that built our business.
And now those people have cancer.
Fuck off. No.
Isn't that right,
What
Rudy?
what I'm saying is that
How many Rudies do you buy a year?
Don't leverage that connection.
100 to 150.
Where do you get your Rudies?
That's a Christine question.
Where do you get your Rudies off? Never mind. Rudy.
I'm
wants an
not allowed
adventure.
to get
This
my
is,
Rudies off and
This
until
is this is Rudy.
another day or
Restoration Want to
two.
Carry. If you have a business and you'd like to pass Rudy along, tag your company, their company, and Restoration Want to Carry. Most creative post is go to win a prize. Let the fun begin. Rudy's ready for an adventure.
That was read beautifully.
How about that?
So I don't try. To me, knowledge is free. Knowledge should be taken in by anybody. Everything. I mean, you can
Yeah.
Google, you can chat GPT anything. You can
Sure.
Google anything. You can figure anything out, right?
Yeah.
Not to throw some
YouTube
Kleenex
it.
brands out right there, right? But we just did
Yeah.
YouTube, chat, right? Google, whatever. But you can pretty much gain all knowledge.
Yeah.
Right. So to me, giving somebody that knowledge that they can use, it makes them on my side. And more often than not, if somebody's going to go and do it themselves, other people are going to them and they are a hub for a web. So if I can connect my web hub to their web hub, now I got their web people, because all of those people that talk to them and reach out to them and say, hey, I don't know how to do this, but they know that he knows how to do it. And he came to me saying, how do you do this? And I told him how to do it. Now he's going to reach out to all those 100 people and go, listen, I'm not doing it, but go to this guy because he knows how to do it. So I'm actually gaining their web of people by simply, so I'm leveraging that connection by saying, yeah, I'm going to give you reached out to me. You said, I want to do it myself. I'm going to do that. But what I'm going to say to you in return is, great, I'm going to do this for you. But you got to make sure that you let everybody know who I am and who gave you that information, right? How you got that, where you got that from. What did you do? Where are you at? Right. I'm a salesperson through and through. So every time I talk to people, I leverage the connection 100% to say, yes, I'm happy to do this. Much like, hey, can you come and do this for me? Sure. But this is what's going to happen on return. Now, it may be nothing in the beginning that you think is nothing, but I'm going to say something like, yeah, sure. Blah, 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 blah. Right. And then eventually I'm going to take, I know you don't realize it, but you have leveraged and been leveraged.
Yeah, I know I have.
You said you didn't in the beginning.
No, I'm just saying that I don't like when there's a monetary value associated with the leverage.
Right.
Like that, I don't like. But if you and I go back and forth and like
you said in the beginning, that was what I said. I go, wait, time out. And we might be able to go back to it. Can you go back to it right now during the show?
No, it's live.
No? Well, fuck off.
But
so
no,
during
like it makes me feel icky when there's a monetary value associated with the leverage. Like I know that I leverage my connections with people, and I know that people leverage their connections with me.
To it.
But
I'm still sticking to my what did I learn today?
I don't like when there is that's the foot you lead with. Is that if you come and do this, this, and this with me and for me, I will in return give you these kickbacks or referrals or bonuses or whatever.
That's monetary value that somebody's kicking back.
Right. But like if I called you and I asked you to move the table, okay? And then let's say Carrie calls me and has a question about the QuickBooks off the clock. I would have no problem answering Carrie's question about that because you and I have a relationship.
To quote you at the green room, you hate owing connections.
Right, I do.
Those clients are no longer with us in the hurry and after dropping out of working. So the connection.
That's with the networking groups. Like,
oh yeah. Right.
About networking groups. But I'm saying that like you and I have a friendship and relationship, and I've asked things of you, you or Carrie have asked things of me, and it's fine. And it's like, whatever. I don't know. But there's not like if you do this for me, I'll do this for you. Like, I don't feel like I have to provide free QuickBooks information or free bookkeeping information or something to that effect in order for you to come and help me. Like, there's not that like
give or take.
Right. Like,
right.
It's a very smooth, non-thinking about it kind of situation.
Is that the relationship building that we have come to know? I mean, in the sense of like,
very well be the relationship thing versus like a leverage thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. In the sense of that's like your sibling or some kind of family member where you're just like, yo, I need this. Come help me. And they go, yep, I'm in. Mm-hmm. Right. And they don't ask questions. They just go, yeah, I'm there. Right. I'm happy to help. Right.
Like, more often than not, I don't have a problem being there and jumping in the mix and helping out. But I'm just saying that when you're meeting somebody and that's the initial first meeting
response,
like that is, a no-go for me.
So, okay. So but that comes like that to me is like
fluid.
Okay, so that to me is like where you got this. Can we see this? Oh, we can. Whoop, whoop,
the pen.
Whoop. Yeah. So if we have this pen and it's tilting back and forth, hang on, I got to take the top off. That way you can see both ends. Look at that, because the green is greened out. So you have this pen, it's the teeter-totter, right? So you meet somebody.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to go into a relationship and go, hey, I got this. Wah. Right?
Maybe
what you're
that's
walking in is going in and going, and just asking a little bit and saying, I'm going to give you X amount more, right? Like
But
that to me
I
is,
don't need to know like what you're giving me back in advance.
well, I'll give you everything.
But I'm just saying, Jesus Christ, Sean. But I don't need to know that. Like, I feel like maybe that's the difference between transitioning from just a connection to a relationship.
Well, that's where I'm asking you.
So then
is
maybe
when you
there's
walk
that
in,
difference then.
when you walk into just meeting somebody, you walk in and just meet somebody and you go, hey, here's my first leverage to you. Give me your email and information.
Yeah, I mean, like when people
And then they
like
do,
ask
and then
me
you go,
for like
great.
my client list and stuff, like I feel like that is so
Heavy.
weird.
Heavy.
Yeah, you're just coming on too hot.
You're right. The whole
Like
scale
we're
just
not there
tilted.
yet.
Correct. That's what I'm saying is really when you start to meet somebody, you're starting to feel the level of the scale, right? The level of the teeter-totter. You're not going to go and put a ton onto the weight of the teeter-totter and send the other end flying. You're going to walk in and slowly press on the scale and see what they have to offer or are willing to do. And then, so to my daughter, my oldest, she has had a rough time with behavior.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hey,
Love you.
Visit.
So my oldest daughter has had a rough time with like behaving and whatever. And so I've explained to her recently the idea of karma, good karma, bad karma, i.e. brownie points, good brownie points, bad brownie points. I don't care what you want to associate it with, but to me, that's the level of that's the scale, right? That's the teeter-totter. That's the leveraging, right? Whatever you want to call it, you're either plus or minus. Very rarely are we dead level at 0-0, right? So to my daughter, I'm like, yo, you just kicked your sister's ass. You disobeyed 12 times in the morning and you threw everything all over the floor. You're in negative karma points right now. So what do you want me to do? Your phone's gone. And she's like, what do I have to do to get it back? I'm like, well, you got 8,700 brownie points to make up. She's like, you were just talking about karma and now you're talking brownie points. That's not actually true, but it's what it seems like is like, I'm literally talking the same thing. It's the teeter-totter. You're either negative and low or you're high.
Right. I mean,
how do you work the situation?
We're in the green room, Mom. We're in a plant.
Because we're trying to accentuate
Rudy
the elf.
We got elfed on camera.
I mean, ish.
But
it was nothing sexual, Mother.
Must be the cold weather in Arizona that's making you look that.
Definitely Arizona weather.
But it's just, I don't know. So, not to be negative the whole show, I'm going to switch it up about leveraging connections. I still have my doubts about it, but I think when it rolls in a fluid nature where it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and it just seems natural where nobody is taking a step back and really doing a scorekeeping process, I feel like leveraging those connections works. Like I know, for example, if anybody I know has a question about finance, I could give them Derek's phone number and he'll answer their question.
Yeah, but Derek's a giver.
Right. But I'm
He's totally happy to
just
sit
saying
on the
the
bottom of the
connection-
goddamn teeter-totter.
but I
No offense, Derek.
but I'm just
Love
saying,
you.
I personally use him for our 401k at work. So I've worked with him, been through his process, know how it is. Anybody on my team, like one of my employees needed to transfer their old 401k to the new 401k. Like he literally came to the office, not that it's a super far drive, but he literally came to the office,
He's
to
coming
help,
to our office.
like walk them through
Not-
everything that.
Not that, Kent.
But I'm just saying he
Not that
he
office.
came
Oh.
and walked them through everything that needed to be done to make sure it was transferred properly, to ensure that everything was good and great. So it's just like, I know that he's somebody that I could have in my Rolodex to send. And it's not like he's going to be mad at me if I send him somebody that's not looking to sign tomorrow.
No, but that's
there's that
prospecting for
relationship.
his job.
Right. So
right?
he's
So
somebody
that's
that-
prospecting.
But I'm just
that's
saying that
not,
he's
that's
somebody
giving
that,
him a lead. That's not, that's,
but
but
right,
that's,
but he's
that's
somebody
a
that
given.
understands the game and how it works. Just
Well,
like,
everybody should understand the game. If you give them a lead, that's on them to capitalize on it. I don't, I'm,
not everybody understands.
well,
not
I
everybody.
said everybody should understand that if you give them a lead, it's on them to capitalize it. Everybody should is my statement. And I'm pretty sure I goddamn said that. However, what I can say is, oh wow, you were worried about that. It's not even fucking on camera.
Well, yeah, I can see.
It looks weird.
Look like it's a look. Oh my god, he's the first Rudy that has a brown front.
He has a brown front.
He's got no body.
Oh
my
my
god. That has to win. That's clearly see through.
I mean,
I'm gonna leverage that connection.
we're gonna put Steph's face in it.
No,
Oh my god, it's gone.
that has to be the best Rudy yet. Right there.
So much. No,
But-
the owner's involved. You can't win if the owner's
Oh.
Damn it.
Does
You
it-
can't leverage the winner, the
Oh,
owner.
no
Does it-
leveraging that connection.
Does that say that on the little card that
Oh, it
no
does in the fine print.
Where? You better
It's on the
call-
back. It's on the back.
You better call Dan.
Thank you. Thank you. Dan?
I gotta get a picture of Rudy and the above par truck, and then maybe I get a roof end of Rudy.
You really could.
You really-
So if there's the prospect, if you turn somebody over to a friend or whatever, a business partner or a business connection or whatever, and there is the prospect for them to get new business, that is not leveraging. That is you giving a lead to somebody else.
I feel like it's kind of leveraging. Like if
Nope.
I know that that person is not going to sign tomorrow and I send them,
But sign
Like, I
tomorrow,
feel
sign in
like-
5 days. If the
I
person,
feel like
hang on.
it's kind of, you
Tomorrow-
know,
wait,
like,
wait.
I feel like it's a
Tomorrow-
gray area.
if
tomorrow-
I'm asking for a discount for that person or no pay,
Then you're
leveraging.
leveraging. But if you simply turn them over and say, this is a human that needs your service at some
Yeah.
point,
you can't. That's not leveraging. You give a good referral, and they can't close that shit.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah.
fucking thank you.
Yeah.
Not
Yes,
only
that's
that,
true.
but like if you literally give the referral and they go, hey, I'm going to do it. It's just
Yeah.
not now, or I plan to do it, or I want to do it, or I was thinking of doing it. It doesn't matter. You treat them the way your company should treat humans or
Yeah.
whatever and get the job done correctly.
Yeah.
They're going to turn you over to so many other people saying, hey, I didn't do it, but this person was awesome.
Awesome.
Right? So,
Mhm.
like, to me, knowledge is not leverage. Knowledge is not, if I share my knowledge with everybody, I don't fucking care. I'm not lifting a table. That's it.
Have-
Right? Like, I'm not tearing mold out. I'm not cleaning. I'm not sucking water.
Yeah, but you have to look at it from every industry,
Correct.
right? Because
Correct.
if she gives away knowledge, she's giving away all of her secrets.
Great. Go fucking try
Right.
and do that.
Right.
Go try and do what you do. That's really hard. I'm not doing it.
Well, I'm not lifting table, so you know. I feel like-
Hey, see?
Right.
So here's what I'm saying though is yes, you're right. Somebody can be you can go and Google all the knowledge. Somebody
Mhm.
can ask you a million questions.
So then, have you ever
Happy to give 'em
been
the
in a
knowledge.
situation where you've been in a room at a networking event or just been in a room and someone's been like,
Nope, never
I
been
need-
in rooms.
that
No rooms.
I need, you know, like sometimes at those networking groups, you like stand up and say, I need, and you
I'm
say,
looking for
Right.
Yep.
So have you ever been in a situation where you're like, oh, I have that person to fill that space, that gap for you. And then you invite said person to meet other person, like whatever, you guys golf together. So you need a foursome and you got the 2 and 2 and you guys go to like the chamber golf outing. Have you ever done that? And then they like completely blow off your connection?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then like, how does that affect like your relationship with party A?
But he came in to start doing a show.
What
Listen,
the fuck are you talking about?
I've ridden with him on a chamber event once.
Me?
Yes,
What do you mean?
on a golf outing. Oh yeah, and then I tried to avoid that relationship afterwards.
Which one?
Yours.
All of them.
All of them.
Come on.
He's gonna die. He can't. He can't.
No.
I'm just
Listen,
saying, like,
and that
there's-
was in the open air, and I couldn't stand up. I don't know. I'm just letting you
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
know.
Are you leveraging me right now?
Where I got my first doob tube, though.
It was.
Yeah.
And it's the best doob tube
Yeah.
you've ever had, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. Well,
but you know what I mean? Like, if you try and help somebody, like somebody's like, oh, I need this, you try and help them, and then you bring another person that
Said
would
human
complement
in.
their business or whatever, something that they're
so
looking for.
so many. Okay.
And then you look bad to company B
All right.
because company A didn't follow through.
How long is a piece of string? Exactly. So what I'm saying is there's so many variables.
I'm saying that look, I'll make it simple.
That
I'd never heard that before. It's wonderful.
was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make it simple. If I was like, hey, I need to meet CPA, you're like, hey,
Here's the CPA.
Susan's my CPA.
Correct.
I will introduce you to Susan.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So then you, me, and Susan all go on whatever, to lunch, golf outing, whatever.
Yeah.
And then
Whiskey bungalow.
and then let's say I say nothing to her the whole
Ever.
event.
That's
Oh, the
on
whole
you.
But like, I'm just saying that makes you look bad because she gave up part of her day to come and meet me because you told her that I
So-
needed her.
So hang on.
So I'm just
Here's
saying,
the
like,
deal.
there's like that part of it
Okay.
too.
So all right. Okay. So
How do you work
here's
around that to not
Mm.
damage your connection?
my
with
view
that
with Susan.
company
My
B?
connection with Susan.
Right.
Right. Or we'll
Right.
call her Karen.
Okay.
So here's the deal.
I mean, I love Susan.
I
and
know,
stuff,
I
so
know, I
it's
know,
not
I know, I
like-
know you do. I know. No offense, Susan. You just were an example. Let's call it, we have Joe Schmo who tried to connect, Steph Beth to Karen
Schmarin.
Majeran. Okay. Okay.
I feel like it's not like
So-
Susan would be mad if I used her name.
That's
I understand that. However, all I'm saying is if I knew both Steph Beth and Karen Masharon,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
I'm likely going to, being Joe Schmo, I have leveraged already because most of my teeter totters are leveraged towards me. To your point earlier, is you said to me, you hate owing connections,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you said that in the green room, and that resonated with me because that's so true. I will try to do so much for other people, and while I don't keep track, I keep track enough to know when people have done more for me than I have done for them. And well, hell fucking low. I'm on the goddamn show, Michael. All right. So, sorry.
I thought it was an episode of Sesame Street.
Jesus. Normally my phone's on silent and it never rings.
Yep.
Yep. So for me, the teeter-totter is always leaned in my direction. And that's my mindset, no matter who it is. I don't care what you do, who you are, how much you're worth, whatever it is, I don't care. I'm going to lean the teeter-totter in my way because I don't want you. And I say that in the sense of, I don't want you to do anything for me.
So you're how old?
Nope.
How old are you? 40?
Same age as me.
41. 41.
All right.
Well, I guess he's older than me.
So
Fuck you.
So yeah, at 40, at your early 40s, mid to early 40s, you
Uh-huh.
do feel that way.
What?
In your mid to late 50s, you stop feeling that way.
So hang on. My dad's in his late 60s and he still drives that mentality.
Well, sure, he lives on an island in the middle of Lake Michigan.
It's small
Right.
community, so he does
Right.
things for humans.
Yeah,
Right?
you
So
have to.
hang on.
Otherwise, you
that's-
get voted off.
You're sent out on a Viking ship and they shoot it and make you sink. But to me, no, we weren't raised on the island. They moved there after I moved away from the house,
I
right?
understand.
So it wasn't like that was the normal place we grew up. But in my mind, that's the normal way to do things is I will always do things for people. I don't want anybody to ever owe me something, right? Or feel like they owe me things. So I will always do more for others because that's just kind of
You don't want to feel like you owe somebody.
I don't know. I would feel like in the situation, that,
100%, not just that, but more so like I know I'm physically capable of doing great, like above and beyond
Mhm.
what other people can do. So maybe I just want to go out and do those physical things. And then I know that if I ever need something from somebody that can't do physical things, but they can do other things, I can reach out to them and say, hey, I need this. And they,
Yeah,
you know,
that's
like, it's
leveraging
like
the connection.
it's the small town mentality. I'm not saying I don't leverage connections. I do.
Small town mentality is all about leveraging connection.
Yeah, but-
Exactly.
but
Exactly.
but in the
But
scenario,
it's not like I'm not asking you to like
Go out of your way.
but in the scenario that
avoid your
I'm-
morals.
But
Yeah.
in the scenario
Right.
that I brought up, though, about somebody asking for something, you bring your connection. Like, for example, like if somebody asked me and said that they wanted to do a show on the radio and I had Kent come and take time away from his multiple jobs and whatever to come and meet this person or company or whatever that potentially wanted to invest or advertise or whatever, and then they didn't say boo to him, like when we're sitting there all together,
Mhm.
I would feel bad. Like I would owe Kent something because I asked him to come there, not necessarily as a favor to me, but I know him. I leveraged that
Mhm.
connection, even though I was giving him like a lead. But if it turned out to be a bad lead, I would feel bad, like that I would.
But
owe
you
him.
didn't know that it was going to be a bad lead, and if you're honestly
I mean, I
not
get
knowing,
that, but like,
and he honestly has a good connection with you,
I don't
and the
think that he
relationship
would be
is
like,
true,
he's never going to
exactly,
trust me again.
then that's
Right.
But I
exactly
would
it.
still
It's like
feel bad. Is all I'm
that's
saying.
right.
feeling bad is one thing, but
Because, like-
leveraging that's not leveraging.
That's
a
because you
connection.
value your time.
Well, I do.
Well,
but
you,
like,
which means you double value his time, because if you value your time, then you're going to double value
Yeah.
some or 1.5 value
Right.
somebody else's time to say,
Right.
I'm so sorry that you had to take this time out of your day to come and do this for me.
Right.
Right. And that's where I think a lot of us just kind of overlook or don't think about in the normal day to day what somebody's going through to do what they do for us. Right.
Yep.
How often do we go through that? God.
On daily.
Yep. Yep. I mean,
Yeah, but then leveraging that connection too is when that person mistakes your kindness for weakness.
Right.
Oh, I fuck them over then.
That's what I'm saying. Then
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
kind of where I think you're going, right? Is like
Correct. Well,
you-
Steph's jaded.
if that person if that person just blew me off while we were there, then they mistook my kindness for weakness or whatever, and that's where you're like, listen,
Or they're
goddamn
just
it.
a piece of shit and don't value
You're right.
anybody else's,
It's not-
and they
yeah.
only are leveraged
Yeah.
this way.
Yeah,
And nobody's going to sit on the top side of their teeter totter,
right.
which means they're always going to be on the down,
Yeah.
Right. I just don't
right?
want.
Like, let's look at it
I
that
just
way.
wouldn't want
Agreed.
there to be like so many situations, and then Kent's like, you know what? I got shit to do. I can't
Sorry, Steph.
come to meet another person that you're bringing to the table.
Yeah.
You know, it's like crying wolf so many times.
Well,
Yeah.
that's not leveraging. That's
Yeah, but
so
like, if he's taking time out of his day where he
you're
could
not
be
leveraging
doing-
because he could be getting. That's not
Kinda.
leveraging. That's saying, hey, can you come? Okay, you're right. Leveraging. Ready? Leverage. Can you come over? Yes, I can. Oh, you got a deal? Yes, I did. Hey, can you come over? Yep. Did you get a deal? No, I didn't. Hey, can you come over? Yep. Did you get a deal? Oh my God, it was huge.
right.
Right? Like it literally is a teeter totter.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
as
but I'm
long
just
as
saying,
you're
like, when
not
you have-
overdoing the leverage,
Yeah.
Right, but when you
That's
have a
really it.
direct line to said person, I feel like it's different.
Yeah.
Like when you
oh, I
had-
used to call on that in insurance. That was
Right.
my job.
but like
that
when
was my
you
job
had
in
the-
insurance,
But when you
was
had the
to call
direct
on that
line
leverage.
to the guy, what was his name? The former president of Restoration One, when he came on our show and stuff and did the big fish, little fish sales and all that.
Tom Gissler.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like when he came
Not
on,
there anymore?
you
Nope.
having that
Oops.
like direct connection to leverage to bring somebody on that was a expert in that space is different than like a normal person. It's not like I could just say, hey, president of Restoration One, I do a radio show. I would love for you to come on and talk process.
Well, we see what happened after Joe leveraged that connection.
Yo, that was not my fault. Fuck you.
Uh,
Hang on, wait.
But you know what I'm
So,
saying, though?
yes, I
Like,
do, because I
it's
just met a
different.
gal last night. She has a sports podcast. She said she was walking around and she was giving out her card on the sports podcast. And I met her last night and she was like, oh, yeah, we do this. And yada, yada. It's a sports podcast. We do it once a week. I'm like, awesome. Cool. That sounds so fun. Thinking about you, how I can, somehow make the connection.
Yeah.
Didn't know what she was doing. She's like, we just started this business one and we're talking about businesses. And I went, awesome. So do we. And so I went, awesome, sweet. What do you do? And she goes, oh yeah, well, we have this business podcast or this sports one. And I went, okay, you just said that. Well, what's great about them? Who have you had on? And she goes, well, for the sports podcast, it's awful. We can't get Derek Cheater, so-and-so. We've been on for 15 weeks. I went, oh my God.
They got
Yo,
some big money. They're going to
I went, wait,
Right?
you're
they don't come for
swinging
nothing.
for the fucking outside the park and you haven't even hit a goddamn bunt. or a first base.
Try to just hit the ball.
You haven't even like swung out of the
15
batter's
weeks.
box
I
and
love
you're
it.
literally trying to go for a
I love it.
freaking out of the field home run. And I'm like, no way. What are you doing? So it was hilarious how she's like down on the lower side of the
Yeah.
teeter totter and literally trying to throw a pebble
Up there
to lift a ton, right? A metric ton, and like literally just trying.
Right.
And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You have no leverage in this situation. And so that's like something that I literally went through last night. And I'm like, oh my God, you have no ability to pull more. I don't know. I was lost.
Yeah, they'll go 20 weeks and they'll give up because they couldn't get their cheater.
They were desperate last night. They were desperate.
But yeah. Oh,
Yep,
we're down
yep.
to like the last 40 seconds. So what did you learn?
No, we're not.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
are.
we are. 59,
Oh,
59 24.
snap. Okay, what did I learn? Ah! So Steph said that she does not leverage people.
I didn't say that I don't leverage people. I don't leverage people for monetary exchange.
And you did.
What monetary
Hi.
exchange?
I'm Joe Turner. I was backed into a goddamn parking lot.
Anymore, she meant. Anymore.
All right.
And I was told to join a radio show, which would cost me some money.
All right. Fair point.
Yeah.
All right. All right. That
I've been
was
holding on to that all show. That took so long to hang on to.
We'll just drop the mic on that.
that was
Nobody else has to.
I
learn
won't do it. I
anything.
won't do it. But that was a mic drop right there. Listen.
that was
Thank you.
I'm gonna take my seat kind of moment.
Fucking thank you.
Got off my little soapbox seat now.
Gotta go.
What's the box you?
Exit stage left. And with that, well, thank you for coming. And
I'm not
joining us.
allowed to come anymore. Oh wait, I can. It's
Yeah.
just
That's right.
less the swimmers.
Oh
ahead.
man, what do we got next week?
Go ahead. No wait. Steph
what did
has
you
to
learn,
do what
Steph?
she learned, and so do you.
It's not even gonna be even close to what you
Right
did.
there.
God.
Putting it there.
What
Oh, sorry. Wait, come on. I want to
So
hear.
the next show is false advertising. on
Oh,
the 20th.
false advertising.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
Great.
Right
Great.
there. Love it. False advertising. Here's what I learned. I think that I learned that Steph really values her time because she hates wasting other people's.
You know,
Yeah.
she thought
I
she
do.
was leveraging for no money.
For
Rich
no
will
money.
tell
Yeah,
you
little
all the
does she
time
know.
that I have an unhealthy value of my time.
Yeah.
He will tell you.
Yeah, that's what I learned because it really bothers her if she
Accurate.
wastes
Yeah,
somebody,
yeah.
or she feels
Yeah.
that she's wasting.
Wait till she
somebody's time.
backs you down into a corner in the parking lot and goes, "You need to come join the show with me."
Here's a bag of dicks.
Yeah, you got
Oh,
something
and
in
here's a
exchange.
bag of dicks.
You got something in exchange.
Was that an equal value?
I don't know what you did with the dicks.
That's true.
You didn't put it
Oh
in a
my
coffee cup.
God.
Could have put it in a coffee
That
cup
one.
and got rich. Not richer.
Not Richard. Just
wealthy.
making money.
All right, Steph, you got anything? No,
No,
Come
I'm
on.
done.
You can't
I'm
even.
done.
Yeah.
no.
Fucking thank you.
All right.
Okay, thank
For all of
you.
us here at 216 Creator Studios, thanks for tuning in to In the Know with Steph and Joe. If you've missed an episode, go out to Spotify, just search In the Know with Steph and Joe, and it'll come up. You can subscribe when all of their new episodes come on. You'll be alerted. But good stuff. Use it for
Good,
training.
Yeah.
All right, we're out.
Later,
Bye, have a
Derek.
good weekend.
Peace.